Now, on a different topic, let's say that there are plenty of kids out there who want to start, bodybuilding or just getting into lifting weights, right? Like, let's say a kid training for a year or two, they want to start competing, natty, like a natty competition. What would you suggest is the best organization to compete in a natty competition? Because me personally, I have no clue either. I want to compete. Everybody on my team wants to compete, but so many organizations. What do you suggest to go into?
This is where I'm kind of, see, I judged a Musclemania show last weekend. Not last, the weekend before last. And their entertainment value is fantastic. And you do have quality talent like Matt Lillard competing in the Musclemania. There's questions as to whether it is truly a natural show. My opinion is, who gives a shit? It gets, if they can pass the test, they're going to cheat anywhere. Because, everything else is polygraphed. And there's a reason why that shit ain't allowed in court. If someone's going to be a douchebag liar, he's going to find a way to get by anyway. The OCB is fantastic. They have a new president there, one of my good friends, Chad. I judge, I've been to shows. Most of them are as fair as any. There's going to be crooked shit in every organization. It depends what show you're at. But I'll guarantee you this, at any show I'm judging at, I'll fucking throw a chair if someone starts some crooked shit. So, that's the thing. There's the shows I've been to, the Uprising, the one I judged in Roanoke, the Mountain Pride, those were as fair as it could be. The right person won for the judging panel. Might not be the person I chose, but that's why there's 8 of us. And then you got the WMBF / INBF, I believe, is their feed organization. WMBF has had some hard times. Their magazine's pretty much dissolved. They have some weird rules where they tell you can only compete with them. So if you're an IFPA pro, you could do an NPC show if you want to fuck around with it, So there's politics involved. I'd say in order of where to compete, first of all, look for what's closest to your house. But if you want to get a pro card for having a pro card, I think the IFPA card is the most desirable natural card right now.
Okay.
The OCB, which is a feeder in the IFPA. And then next up, I wouldn't have said this 2 weeks ago, Musclemania is entertaining as shit. And I think they put out a good production. And some of the things like male model, it's kind of weird. But at the end of the day, it's what people want to see. And then next would be the WMBF, followed by the NGA, followed by all the other 472 natural organizations.
Yep. Too many.
Yeah, I'm going to start one tomorrow. I'm going to call up Rich Gaspar. I'll be like, dude, you want to start a bodybuilding thing? All right, peace. How much can it cost? I think I could swing that. 20 bucks.
I'm going to ask you some questions that a lot of people wanted me to ask you now. For beginners, what are the 3 best lifts for beginners?
Well, I mean, everybody's going to go to bench, deadlift, and squat. I think the best 3 lifts for beginners are a leg movement that's compound, a back movement that's compound, whatever. Some people can't deadlift, and a chest movement that's compound, frontal. The reason bench press is what it is because it ties in all this shit.
Yep.
Rows. Also, the reason I wouldn't put deadlift in there is because you're not really getting any bicep activation. But why choose 3? That's why I'm like, I think you should base your first workout program on the big 3. There's a reason why they're the big 3. They're the test of strengths. But build some accessory exercise around it, some ancillaries, whatever you want to call it, and build a program. Do a 3-day-a-week, upper, lower, what is it? I'm freaking going stupid. Chad, basically 2 uppers and a lower. What is push-pull legs? There it is.
Push-pull legs.
Push-pull legs. My wife's cooking dinner, so I'm hungry right now. She's pregnant, barefooted, and cooking. That's right. Anyway, so yeah, I would go for I'll go for a push-pull leg split to start. I think it's easy, and it won't burn you out. And then graduate up to like a 4-day. I think 4 days is the money spot for training for most people because it gives you that you're in more than you're out. You get recovery time, and you don't get freaking bored of the gym.
Yep.
So I like 4 days for most people, but for beginners, I like the push-pull leg split.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right. What are your favorite supplements?
My favorite supplements categories, I'm going to, obviously fat burner and protein biased with my own brand. So, yeah, MTS Nutrition Whey and Drop Factor with Yohimbine is going to be my choice because it's what I wanted. It's like saying build your perfect woman. Who would you have sex with? I'm going to have sex with her. So that's my favorite. Right now, my favorite amino is Gaspari Amino Last. I still like Core ABC. You know, there's other good aminos out there. As far as pre-workout, man, there's so many good comparable pre-workouts. You know, I've always liked Craze. It's the next best thing to cocaine. I've never tried cocaine, so I'm going on anecdotal feedback. I love Hemavol stacked with everything because it does increase the pump. And that's something I learned anecdotally from it. And the ingredients ain't bad at all. The Jack 3D Micro, you know what? The new one coming out, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And I want to use it more to get more of a gauge for it. And, see, am I leaving anything out? Oh, I do like the new 1MR. The old one I wasn't really too hip to. But the new 1MR and another brand, EXTS Go, those are what I'm going to now. I still like Super Pump when I want, like, for leg day, Super Pump, it gives me that, if I was to take Craze before leg day, I'd fucking puke, you know, because I push myself that hard. Super Pump is that right level of jacked, so to speak, that right level of insanity where I like that before a heavy compound day. And I love the ingredients in it. As for post-workout, you know, I like Carbolic right now as my carb source. I actually tried Gaspari's new carb. I think it's Glycofuse coming out. They just gave me a beta sample. It was pretty good. You know what? Dextrose is always good for a post-workout carb, but that's just if bulking. And I'm pretty simple. I mean, I don't recommend everything for everybody. I just don't. And, you know, and multivitamins, I mean, you can either take what you want. I take Anavite right now or Barthel Microvite. Those are what I take. But, I mean, it just depends on the person and their goals. I'm going to recommend different things for different people. And everybody needs a good fish oil.
I agree with everything he said. Now,
I mean, look, I don't go crazy. In fact, it takes a lot for me to personally recommend a muscle builder to people. You know, like this just builds muscle, but it's not a test booster with D-aspartic acid. I usually don't.
All right. I don't want to keep you too long. So last question. When are you going to compete next, man? I want to see you on stage. Everybody wants to see you on stage. When is that going to happen?
You know, I'm torn because I have a new child coming in January. I have two, and I'm actually watching my kid. The reason I keep looking over, I'm watching my kid ride his bike. You know, fatherhood's changed me. You know, so I get weird ones. I missed a lot of my kids' childhood when I was traveling my old company, and it's really tough to say what my future holds. I think that the politics in bodybuilding, when you get to my level, it gets a little where it's like not worth it. There's a couple things I'm considering, and I am guest posing in March at the Uprising, which is run. It's going to be he's going to try and move it later, but it's probably in March, the Uprising in Plattsburgh. I'm not going to come on stage with anything less than shredded glutes. That's just because I don't want to disrespect his stage. I might make a run for a pro card next year. I don't know. I wanted to move up to super heavyweight. I've done it. I'm heavy enough. I'll be competing in the 235 range, 240. But is it worth the time to take away from my family? And even though it's not really going to take time, it just, when you get to a low body fat, you just turn stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's nothing, doesn't matter what diet you're on. You know, you can eat 10 Pop-Tarts a day. When your body fat dips below that 4.5%, 5%, you just turn stupid. And you think you're not stupid until you look back and say, man, I really was stupid. And you kind of, you know, you don't treat people as nice as you usually do, and you just miss out on some things. And I don't know. It's gonna be a tough decision. Or I might even go and switch organizations and compete in NABA, which they have a show in Ohio in May, and it's one of those things where that might be a possibility, just getting away from the NPC. And, you know, most of the NPC I have, Mannion is a great guy. I love him. Eric Hillman is the chairman, and he owns Europa. He's a phenomenal guy. But the thing is, it's like the United States of America, you know? You got that idiot in New York banning fucking soft drinks.
Yep.
I mean, but you go down to Texas, and it's pretty freaking great. You can drink all the soda you want. In North Carolina, we don't have, you know, states are run differently. That's the thing with the NPC. You got crooked-ass promoters and chairmen in some states, and then you got great ones, like North Carolina is fantastic. You know, we got Mike Valentino, you know, you got my boy Kevin at BPI as a promoter. I mean, it's a phenomenal state, so it depends what state you're in, but it's the problem with the NPC. There's so many rogue assholes that just need to be pimp slapped across the fucking nation. And I don't need to fucking do bodybuilding to pay my bills. These people are like pretending like they fucking own me. I just don't want to play that game. I don't want to play the politics. I want to win based on my physique, not based on who's was going to say something vulgar. I almost have to curse on who I kiss up to, so to speak. That's not how I want to do my life. I've never done it like that, and that's why NABA, it might be something to give a shot. And they're huge international. They do very well. It's a very well-run organization, and they're not the NPC, but that might be a good thing.
Well, all right, one more question.
I'm good.
One more question. Matt Ogus or Chris Jones? Who's going to win? Are you going to be there?
What's really funny is I just had this conversation with my training partner, Van, today, because I'm meeting Chris in Dallas. I think I've looked at both their physiques in a very heterosexual, way. Chris Jones looks great. But what I've learned from competing, it's not always who looks the best. It's who presents themselves the best.
Yep.
And Chris has never gone on stage. Now, Chris is a performer, though. That motherfucker might get up and hit some shit we've never seen before and be able to display the physique. If he can display his physique and he can show off his strengths and he can get lean. I mean, I've never seen him at Ogus leanness. So it'll be really interesting to see, and I think it's anybody's ball game. I mean, they're going to be in around the same weight class for their height. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's in when is it? It's in California, isn't it?
I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I want to go and see it live.
You know what? If it's in California, I got in-laws in California, and not many things are worth seeing my in-laws, but that would be.
Well,
I definitely, you know what? I can't make a decision because I think they're both freaking awesome in their own right. And honestly, who knows? It just depends how the diet goes. What if Chris gets the flu flying over to California? What if Ogus gets herpes? I mean, a lot of things can happen. What if I get herpes? Who knows?
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Very entertaining interview.
Thank you.
I hope that you do well in the future, man. I hope that I can become just like you. I'm trying my best to follow what you're doing.
Oh, no, you don't want to be just like me. Trust me. Trust me, that's not even a dream.
No.
That's a nightmare.
No, he's being too humble, guys. Everybody should want to be like Marc Lobliner. Tell it how it is. Train hard.